When I got out of the military, man, I knew I just wanted to start a business. And I got money from the government to go back and get a MBA, and I did that. And then I was starting businesses, and they were failing. Actually, back in the 70s, I even started a software company that failed. And in my mind, what happened is it took me, two failing businesses to unlearn all that stuff they taught me in school. So if you want to start a business or something like that, man, I think don't go get an MBA to do that. I mean, the credentials like that are what you need if you want to work for somebody else. You want to work for yourself, you don't need that. And here I'll show you some places where you can get all that training you need to start any kind of business for free, or even a nonprofit organization. And this is a report I put together for members of Lesko Help. I sent them free. So you have all the sources I'm talking about. And they're different, really, any place you live, but this report shows you how to find what they are. And if you just listen to this video, you'll get enough to be able to track it down if you don't want to join my service and find a lot of this stuff anyway. So this is how not only to get trained, but how to get free money and help to start your business and make it grow. And it's not, so many people want to start a business and they don't need money. And that's how things start in this country. People without money doing things, not people with money. Everybody thinks they need $1 million. That's crazy. I mean, for some businesses you do, but you want to make a living and make a contribution to our society or whatever, that you don't need money to start things. But you have to learn about the tools that are out there that will help you. And it's going to be, it's not going to be easy. You're not going to, in 2 weeks, be a millionaire. That kind of stuff doesn't happen. And if you want something easy, actually try another life almost. Everything you do is going to be hard work. And that's why if you do something you really want to do, you'll get through that hard work. The same with the relationships or whatever. So that's why if you have the dream for being independent and want to do that, no job is safe anymore anyway. So it really makes a whole lot of sense. So let me show you what, and the sources I'm going to show you here are really just a snapshot. The main ones I think you should contact to see. I mean, life is really making a lot of stumbles and failures and everything and keeping going. And there's really hundreds and hundreds of sources that I do. I do custom reports and show you a couple hundred sources where you live to start. But I'm not going to go through all that because I'm going to show you the best and when to start. The first one is your local small business development center. Now, if you have this report, here's a link. I give you a link for free. But if you don't have this, you just look for Small Business Development Center and put your county or your state. That's all. Remember, everything you want to do is either .gov or .org. Don't go to .com because you're going to want to start a business and you're going to go on the internet and try to find this stuff, and then somebody's going to sweet talk you. They're so good at it, they're going to get your money. And I talked to a lot of people who come to me after they failed in spending all that money and start all over again. So, I mean, to me, just don't even do that. Ignore it, cut up your credit card, whatever it is it takes, so you don't get trapped in it, because they know how to get it. They're better marketing people than I am. So this is it. I show you about them, and that's where to start, because these are free people that help you. They'll show you the major programs and stuff like that, and sit down with you one-on-one with your idea. You could be an inventor, you could be starting a business, you could be a freelancer, you could be a real estate investor. I'm gonna say anything you want to do to make money, generate your own income. They will help you for free, help your tax reforms, help your legal advice and everything. So they're great. They have courses and everything like that. If they charge, it's going to be $20 or something like that. So that's a place to start. Now, another place, a good place to start is local meetups. Go to meetup.com. And here, this is a report I just did for a Lesko Help member who's in Oklahoma. So she lives in Oklahoma City. And so I go to meetup.com and see the help that's available for free, just like the Small Business Development Center. Meetups are free, but they're from people. The Small Business Development Center are experts, and they're doing it. So they're professionals and do this stuff. But you want to learn from people like you. Hey, this guy started this business. How do they do it, or whatever? This lady was working at home, taking care of the kids, started a business. How do they do it? They're at meetups, and that's free too. It may cost you. Oh, somebody's after me. It may cost you a $20 pizza dinner or something like that, but that's it. And that's why don't go to a seminar that's going to teach you all this. Learn from somebody who's doing it right now. They may be 6 months ahead of you, 12 months ahead of you, 12 years ahead of you. And they share. I mean, this is what our communities are about, is helping other people. These kind of people are there. Now look at all the meetups that are right there in this one city. I mean, Oklahoma City Entrepreneur Group, Oklahoma City Entrepreneur Networking Meetup Group. Here, Green Grow, cannabis entrepreneurs, investors, and cultive, whatever they are. Yeah, Black entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs for improving businesses, American Entrepreneur Personal Network. See, all these are free. You go there, meet people like you trying to do the same thing and are so far ahead of you. It's the Oklahoma City Girly Book Club. No, that doesn't sound like a meetup, but here, a real estate investor happy hour. So you find out the investors and people share their information. And so you don't have to go to a class, you don't have to pay money, you don't have to hire a consultant or whatever. Startup, Oklahoma City Military Investors Meetup. There's just, depending on where you live, how many of these things are there. So that's a free play. That's what you want to do. And you want to cut through, this is what I'm showing you here too, how to cut through all this stuff. Instead of going through millions and millions of websites, forget all that. Forget Googling for help unless you know exactly what you want. If you don't know what you want, don't go to Google, go to people. And that's the important. You get on the phone, go to these organizations or whatever, and find out what you want to know. Now, here's a wonderful thing that my son just finished too. There's a group that gives, if you want to start a business, they give out like grants of up to $150,000 every 3 months. They have free training, free entrepreneur training. It's online. It's called ycombinator.com. Y, just the letter Y, and then Combinator, COMBINATOR.com. And I have a list now. They do this a couple times a year because it's a 10-week course. A 10-week course is free. And here's what you cover. You cover finances, you cover how to talk to user, how to evaluate your startup, how to write a business, everything you want to know or ever needed to know, they're teaching you free. And it's a group thing. You find people in your area that are also doing the same thing you are. And again, you could be a nonprofit too. My son is working with as a nonprofit. It's wonderful advice. And they take you through step by step. Every week you meet and you have a homework to do and everything to really learn about what is it. And you know what this thing is from? It's from somebody who became a billionaire in the high-tech industry, and he wants kids, he's looking at younger people, but any age could do this, to start a business and not go to college. He thinks college is a waste of money, waste of time. Man, just like it was for me. But I was insecure and probably needed it just for my insecurity. So you never know. And that's what, so he's giving out money like this, 2,000 people, to get $150,000 for their business. And you take this course first with them, and then you write your plan, what you're having to do, and they pick out so many every 6 months or every 3 months, something like that. And they give you money, and they fly you out to San Francisco to keep you for 3 months to grow your business. And they help you with all the help you need. You need legal advice, you need that. They're all in-house people that help you grow your business. It costs you nothing, plus you made $150,000. Now here's another thing too, is there something like in Oklahoma, look for something like this where you are. Like the startup. See, every government wants you to start a business. Why? Because you're going to create jobs. And why are they interested in you creating jobs? Because if you create a job, then they don't have to worry about you and your employees wanting to get government benefits of some kind because you're making money, right? So that's the important thing. So that's why they help them. And you see here, Oklahoma City has seed funding. They have all kinds of resources. Co-working offices. This is what a lot of people are doing now when they start businesses. They're using co-working spaces. You heard of maybe WeWork and places like that. They're big international companies now that are jumping on this bandwagon because everybody's starting a business at home, and they want to have people around them that are also starting businesses, because if you're not starting a business, you can't relate to how hard it is. So you have people like you to give you tips and help you and things like that. So this is it's called startupok.com. Now it's a .com, I understand, but it is, for some other reason, this is a good one. It's rare, but it tells you what's available. Okay, here's education. Tulsa Research Partners, Supercomputing Center, Metro Technology Center. These are places where you OK Coders. So this is where to learn coding, business school, stuff like that. Events calendar. You want to go to Oklahoma City Tech meetups. So that's a group of people. This is where you learn and get input and find out what to do. Here are organizations, event organizations, all on starting businesses in the Oklahoma area. Oklahoma Entrepreneur Leadership Center, OU Startup Weekend. That's where you want to go. Don't go on the internet. You're just going to get hucksters trying to sell you something. You don't want to be sold. You want to learn the truth, the facts, and what's out there. And the people that are doing it now are the way. Here's our government businesses and organizations, see, because there are so many. See, you have your state government, your local government, and nonprofit organizations, county government, city government. All these government agencies have programs to help you start or grow a business. Now, this report doesn't show all them or go into all that, just taking the highlights to check these first, because this is where you want to start first. Oklahoma, internships. Wow, that's good. Now, here's what you want to know about in your area. Is it called what's called incubators? They're called incubators and accelerators. There are a couple names for these things. And what they do is not only help you, teach you about starting a business, whatever it is, and they may be free or they may charge you rent or something like that at a low cost, but they help get you all the help and expertise you need and money. A lot of them have grant money too. They give you, whether it's $50,000, $10,000, $100,000 or whatever, because they want you to succeed. So it's you got to prove that you have a good idea, but that's okay too. It costs nothing to try. And you want to go, look, they have 20 or 30 of these things right in the city. So find there. So if you can't find a good list, just put, go to the search engine and find incubators or accelerators. Incubators or accelerators. That's what you want to know. And you find out for your state, put your state, and there's probably a listing, because some government agency like this is probably financed by a government agency listing all these things. Now, here's a sample of one. It's called the Sooner Launchpad. Sooner, I think that's, people in Oklahoma are called Sooners or something. I don't really know. It's probably a football league. But they give $10,000 to help launch a business. Now, they say it's for students, but I read the thing, it's for everybody in business, because they want the city to grow too. So they not only give you 10 grand to start your business, and that's money you don't have to pay back, then they give you everything else to help you go along. Now, here's another thing besides, if you're looking for grants and government contracts, every state has this. It's called, look at them down here, it's called PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance Center. You could Google that and make sure it's .org. See, this is a .org. That's all you want is .org or .gov. And these people get grant money to help you figure out how to get a government contract or a grant. So that's what they do. It's mostly contracts, but if you have a service, you already have a service, or even before you are live with the service, what you can do is go to them first and say, hey, what do you think of me selling? I want to start a business doing XYZ. Well, does it make sense to try to get government contracts? Because if they say, well, yeah, you could, there's a lot of government contracts for this, yeah. So now you know how good the thing is. And see, they're all free. And also what they have there is grants to help you figure out how to get a contract. That's right, because they want small businesses, they have grants for small businesses to help figure out how to get a government contract. And you may have heard me talk about my sister who did like $1 million worth of business framing thing in a garage for the government. And then you have videos here I go around and interview these government officials. Now, this is the government officials who help people one-on-one to get government contracts. You see them there. Here's another government official. And this guy says, you do not need an expert. You do not have to hire anybody to get a government contract. If you're a woman entrepreneur, want to know how to do that, or a small business, minority, whatever, you do not have to hire anybody. And you get it from the horse's mouth. They'll help you. So I got 3 there. Now, here's something interesting too. If you're a nonprofit, Google will give you $10,000 a month in advertising. So if you're a new business, what you want to do is maybe find a nonprofit to work together with, because you could sell your idea with the nonprofit and they share the revenue with you. I mean, you have to, it's sort of like, actually, I was thinking the other day, or actually, I was helping a company in Oklahoma who was a bakery. And they had a retail bakery shop in a city that was shrinking. And so I said, hey, why don't you make cakes, for birthday cakes, for the local senior center? Okay, so now this is a way for you to get business as a bakery, right? Every new bank. And what you could do is go to Google Ads and get $10,000 a month, because you're working with a nonprofit now. I mean, they will be the one in charge of the ads, and they could go out and market for you. Hey, we need to raise money. You could do a crowdfunding site or whatever on raising money to get, to make birthday cakes, special birthday cakes for the senior centers, because it may be their last birthday, right? And so that's why if you're helping something for the community, you're doing something with the community, is more likely to help you. If you're doing something, I just want to cook a lot of birthday cakes and, and buy a yacht or something like that. Nah, people don't want to help you do that, but people want to help you help somebody in the community do something. So that's why take your business and see how can I, use this kind of money? And that also makes it, see what I have here, I'll show you how to get that thing. And I have a video here. A woman I interviewed did that. She turned $340 into $400,000, and she did that with that free $10,000 a month from Google. And then I show you how to start a crowdfunding campaign, and even if you fail. See, I don't think it matters if you fail, but see, you will fail definitely if you don't have a lot of names. Okay, so if you don't have a lot of followers and social media and all that kind of stuff, you're probably going to fail. But you try it anyway because it costs nothing. But if you work with a nonprofit that has a lot of names, then that makes sense. So that's why the cake guy could work with a nonprofit. They have a mailing list. They're always raising money or whatever. And you work with them, so they're getting the benefit of it, and it's easier, to get people to know about it, easier to get it written up on the media, the local paper, stuff like that, because you're doing something for the community. See, and that's what a crowdfunding campaign really pays off. When you're doing something, it includes helping someone in the community, and it includes, you working in conjunction with somebody who already has a big list. Because if you set up a crowdfunding campaign and only have 300 followers, nothing is probably going to happen. There's exceptions, always, but that's it. And I show you step by step here how to write a program, where to get all the help you need. It doesn't have to be professional. I've interviewed like 300-400 people who've done crowdfunding campaigns, and there's some of them, did their video just by themselves on their iPhone. Other people spent $10,000 or something. None of that was critical to their success. Any expert can come in and tell you 50 ways why your crowdfunding is going to fail. That's all. And then when they finish, you can find 50 other ways. That doesn't matter. The main thing I think it matters, you have to have names or a way that you're going to get this out there, and you have to have your heart in it. You have to have your heart telling something, and all that bells and whistles, and ifs, ands, or buts. The same way I've learned in selling. Man, if people don't want it, doesn't matter how good anything is. And so that's what you have to do, is make sure that this is something people want, and you find a partner with names and things like that. So I take you through the whole process of finding out all this kind of stuff. So that's a way to start your business. So here, if you find an idea that you hook up with somebody else, that a nonprofit has lots of names, then you could start your business like that without any money. Now I have another report that people or members get the report. This report, because it has a link to something else about 6 non-traditional ways of getting money for your business idea. And these are other things, how to find rich people, stuff like this. But all the items I've said in this report are things that I think you should investigate first. So this is your first look at it. And again, I think the bottom line is, do not spend money on anybody until you go through this. If all these things, it just was terrible and whatever, and, there's certainly a possibility. See, everything I'm showing you is just a maybe. I can't guarantee anything will work. It may work for you. It may not work for you. This has worked for some people, and it may or may not work for you. But most importantly, it doesn't cost you money. So you always want to do this first. If you start believing in people who say they can make $1 million, you're going to run out of money before you figure out what works for you. So what you have to do is find out get closer and closer through every failure on learning what may work for you. And the only way you could stay in game long enough to figure that out is if you're not spending money. So keep going. I mean, it's not easy. You just don't make one phone call and find out. No, you're going to have to go through a lot of stuff. And that's why make sure that what you're doing in life is something you really want to do, because it's going to be work. The salesmen who say it's easy, they're lying. It's all relative. And if it's easy, it'd be boring. So, it's the hard work that's fun. I mean, I always say, oh, you want to play basketball against a 5-year-old? Well, that's easy to win, right? But it's no fun, and you're not contributing to society. So take your idea, try these sources, go through it, contact them. The more you go belly to belly with these people and try to find, hey, and don't say, hey, I need money. No, just say, hey, I need help with my business idea. How can you maybe help me, please?